Hi, welcome to Soul Tea Tarot. I am your hostess, Nee, and I will be serving you your spiritual tea. This is a Sunday soul message or soul Sunday message. It's a collective message, so take what resonate and leave the rest, okay? We're going to first start off and see what is going on in the energy, okay? Again, this is a collective message. Everything won't resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. Angels, ancestors, God in the highest black light. What is going on in the collective energy? Hmm. Some of you are saying no. You're learning boundaries and you're focusing on yourself, right? Um, you may be, saying no in that what you used to say yes to is no longer worth your time, right? That you are focusing on self. Some of you are in a situationship, you don't know where those boundaries are. Because there's probably a lot of communication. This wants to come out. However, you're not even worried about that. You're worried about getting your hustle on, getting your bag secured. You're worried about your own financial stability and not necessarily this. And then we have others that are in a toxic relationship as well. Again, take what resonate, leave the rest. So there could be, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Side hustle. Some of you are having a side hustle, may need extra money. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but somebody is definitely in hustle mode. Thinking about self, worrying about, trying to get extra incomes coming in so that you can secure that bag. And some of you, yeah, there are some red flags here. Some of you, let me get this together because I'm speaking to two different collectives, and this may resonate, this everything may resonate with you. However, I'm dealing with two situations here. And we're going to stop it right here because this is very obvious. Some of y'all in relationships, y'all just worried about yourself. Y'all saying no. Y'all know what it is. Y'all understand. Now understand the assignment on which you was trying to help everyone else. You are working on helping yourself. Others of you, there are some red flags going on. This person has some commitment issues. They can't give you what you need. Okay. Here that stood out for me, it says addictive patterns. So they may have an addiction. It could be sex, drugs, alcohol. However, um, there is something going on here that this is not a healthy relationship, and I am here to tell you you may need to let this person go. They may have even ghosted you, or have a pattern of ghosting you, where one minute they are there, and then the next minute, giving you flowers or whatnot, and the next minute that they are gone. But that's because they have some commitment issues. They got something else going on, and you don't even know. You may not even know where you are in this relationship with this situationship here. So yeah, y'all got a lot going on, honey. Y'all got a lot going on. And then some of you are at a crossroads. The overall energy are at a crossroads. Some of you may be, trying to decide which path you want to go in, whether it be work or in your love life. But you got some choices to make. You definitely have some choices to make. So stop and think, you know, see what's going to benefit you, all aspects of your life. See what's going to benefit you. All right. So that's what I got for your overall energy, what's going on with you. Let's get some messages um from the divine, okay? All right. So what messages do you have for the collective? I already shuffled my cards, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them 3 times. All right. And then we're going to see what messages do the collective have for um for the co. All right. What messages do you have for the collective? Three cards, please. Oh, we got three cards here. We have three cards. We got two. We have compassion and wisdom. Hmm. One more card, please. Thank you. And growth. The bottom of the deck, plain. When I see this card, right, I feel like she's claiming the world, even though this kind of looks like a moon. Um, and when I think of the word acclaim what's yours. Like, don't be afraid of reaching beyond your limits, beyond, like, don't limit yourself. That's what I'm getting. Compassion. Oh, some of y'all, 26, 22, 5, and 9 may be of a significance. Need to show yourself some compassion. And then there's wisdom, and then there's growth. Some of you are learning, maybe going back to school. You're reaching for something. You're reaching beyond what is, I feel like someone is going, you know, getting outside the box, if that makes any sense. Like you're going beyond what's told to you, what you read in the book, and you're reaching for the stars. You're trying to acclaim what is yours. You're trying to go within, and you may not have all the answers to where you're going, but you know you're going somewhere, right? This compassion here. I feel like this is part of self love that this person is holding themselves, but there's also a bird, a swan that is um, covering them as well. I don't know what the meanings of swans are. Look up the spiritual meaning for swans. I feel like they're asking you to give yourself some compassion as much as they give compassion to you. All right. Can you give me more information about this compassion card? That's compassion on here. I'm sure the cards are upright. That's compassion out there. We got the King of Swords sideways. Um, Why is the King of Swords out here sideways? Thank you. Why's the King of Swords out here sideways? I feel like some of you are teetering between head and heart. Um, you may be, and I just realized my camera is crooked, y'all. It is what it is. We gonna work with it. You could be um being too hard on yourself mentally, like negative self thoughts, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that came out sideways too. So you may be going through a change um, that you are not willing. You're not so willing. You're not. You feel like you're not ready for the change, or you're not. Um, you may, yeah, still the teetering thoughts because this did come out sideways. So let's take it how it came. Okay. Um, you may be in a state where you're going back and forth on your thoughts. Sometimes you have good days where you have positive thoughts and you're thinking very positively about whatever it is. You know, the first overall energy, we had two collectives there. And it could be you may resonate with both of them, where we had one collective, they are in hustle mode, nothing but thinking about, securing that bag. And then we have another collective where they are going through a situationship with somebody where the boundaries are a little bit unclear and this person is showing red flags, and you may be, teetering between, making that change of, if you're in hustle mode, you may have good thoughts like, yeah, I got this. And then you start having a little bit of self doubt about the changes that you're making. And then for the people that are going through the love situation, you may be feeling like, um, like, oh, they're showing me this, but oh, I'm sensing this. There's like a very like unknownness to this. And with this judgment in reverse, there is a lot of self-doubt. And your inner critic, like I said, the inner critic is screaming at you, but they're asking you to give yourself some compassion. However you are moving, whether you are looking at your career or love, you have wisdom, okay? You have grown, and you need to take that into consideration. That's what I'm hearing. You need to take that in consideration and not beat yourself up. You need to take time is an illusion, honey. What you think you should have, could have, would have done in a specific amount of time, it's an illusion. We were um programmed into thinking that we have a specific time. As long as we are breathing, we have time. But we also need to have some wisdom in knowing that procrastination gets us nowhere. And with this, negative self-talk, it's not procrastination, but it is a distraction. Continue to think about where you want to go, whether it's in your career or in your love life. If something is not lining up, it's not aligning correctly, then take a step back and look at it and be like, okay, let me analyze this. Let me talk to this person because something is not right. And sometimes it's hard to face that truth or try to seek out that truth because once you ask that question, you're opening yourself up to the truth. And the truth may not be what you want to hear, whether it's to yourself or someone is telling it to you. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Five of Swords, conflict, disagreements, competition. I don't feel like there's, I feel like with this Five of Swords and what I'm getting with this King of Swords and a Tower and Judgment, I don't feel like this is about anyone in particular. But this conflict, I feel like it's inner conflict, just like, with this Judgment in reverse. We have fire sign out here, fire sign and fire. This is in air. So a lot of fire sign, all right, that's going on here. They're asking you to give yourself some compassion. This inner conflict is an illusion. I feel like that your spiritual team is saying that we got you. Give yourself as much love as we give you. Any advice? Can you give me one card for advice for compassion? I'm going to take the one that fell or touched the table. Page of Cups. You have opportunities. Like what you're doing is it's an opportunity. It is new. It's going to fulfill you. The Page of Cups usually represents love. And this fish here is it's I want to say juvenile, but it's like the Page of Cups is like kindergarten, like you're just starting off, right? And you have possibilities. Um, for this to be something to give you happiness and to keep going. Do not allow your negative self talk to hinder you. Sometimes we are our worst enemies, for real. We are our worst enemies. Why is wisdom out here? Number 22. Why is wisdom out here? It's the high priestess. We have the Hierophant. Intuition, yeah. Institutions. So yeah, some of you may be going back to school, seeking higher learning, maybe not even necessarily going back to school. Five of Swords came out here again, but it's in reverse. So we have 55 out here, Hierophant. Um, some of you are um, seeking truth, seeking wisdom. You're diving into something. You're diving into something. What else? What's the Five of Swords out here in reverse? Like you're looking to start over with something. And it could be going back to school, starting a new job. That's why the Five of Swords was out here. What do we have? Yeah. Hmm. We have 55 and 1 1. We have 555 out here and 1 1. All right. Look up 555. I do not know what it means. I'm so sorry. But look that angel number up because there is something here. All right. So I asked why the Five of Swords was in reverse. They gave me the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands reverse, and the Five of Cups in reverse. So I feel like some of you have gotten clarity about something. Whatever past conflict disagreements, you have decided to move on. At one point, you were trying to probably reconcile and trying to make sure you dotted your I's and crossed your T's. However, like that, it just wasn't working. So, for this overall energy with this last card, you have accepted that there are some things that you just cannot change. But what you can do change is how you move, and you decided to walk away. With this walking away, it's going to give you abundance. It's going to give you a new opening, a new beginning of things. However, with this, and I feel like all of this is all tying together with this Ace of Wands. There may be a lack of motivation, um, a lack of drive, right? And this lack of drive could be due to the negative self talk, the inner conflict. Am I doing the right thing? Oh, I should have, could have, would have. Oh, I should have did this, a long time ago. Oh, brrr. Oh, this ain't gonna happen. I don't know how this is gonna happen. All that negative self-talk is weighing you down and is causing you delay. But there is an Ace of Wands here. And you have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. These are all new beginnings for you. All new beginnings. What's at the bottom? The Wheel of Fortune. Mm, mm, mm. We got 1 1 1 and 5 5 5. Look up those angels number. Look up angel number 1 1 1 and 5 5 5. All right. But they're asking you to have that wisdom. Um, um, the serenity prayer. I just said it. Well, part of it. The strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You have good luck here. You have a new beginning. There's a new project that is waiting for you to um, to give birth to it. The action needs to be taken, but it's a little bit delayed. Just a little bit delayed. I see you coming out of this though, with this Wheel of Fortune here. There's going to be no more burdens. 10 10. No more burdens. You're not going to experience the things that at the King of Pentacles, honey. Get in that bag, baby. Get that bag. Some of y'all are having that hustle. Yeah. And every step that you take, every self doubt, whatever, just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Okay? Just keep moving forward because there this is your destiny. Your guys, they are by your side. They just need for you to take action, move beyond um, the negative, the self, the inner conflict. All right, whatever your mind is telling you, negate it. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, yes, I can. You wanna know why I can? Because I experienced A, B, C, D, and I got through that, and I'm gonna get through this. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to talk to those negative thoughts, because sometimes those negative thoughts ain't from the divine. I'm going to let you know that right now. It's not. It's not. So you got to negate the negative to make it positive. Why? Because you are supposed to acclaim what is yours. All right. Growth. I see some of you. You are growing. You are growing. There's, like I said, there's no time limit on this because we think that we can get out of getting response. We can get out of our inner conflict, and sometimes our inner conflict are things that happened in the past, what we call past mistakes. I call them past lessons. You know what I'm saying? Or things that were told to us. Like we have been heavily programmed. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time for us to work, get that out, if that makes any sense. Why is growth out here, please? Why is growth out here? That's a number five. It's a heavy number fives. We got the King of Cups. King of Cups in reverse. And then we got the Nine of. Why is the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles? My cards are up right. They are. Um, hmm. This King of Cups can be someone in your energy. They're not giving you good advice, love. They're not. They're not. But with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it talks about self worth and hustling. That's exactly what it says here, y'all. My mind. So this does align with anyone that's in that hustle mode. Like you're setting those boundaries at the beginning. You're definitely setting those boundaries, and you may have had to set some boundaries with this King of Cups in reverse, and this could be tied into the love portion where there's a toxic relationship, it's toxic patterns, red flags. You may have already had to set boundaries with this person. And for those that have not, you're asking to. They're asking you to. Okay. Anything else that you want to collect it? And they're saying that you're growing. This may be, sometimes when we have this person, it's a person, right? But I feel like with the pattern, and I should have kept those cards down, but my table's not that big. Um, with the situationship, I think it was like toxic patterns or something like that. I feel like this may not have been your first go around with this type of. I want to call it an entity, because sometimes we end up in the same situation, but it's a different person, and it's because it is a lesson that we have to learn. And I feel like with this growth, along with this wisdom, you have learned that lesson and you've seen that pattern. And so you may be walking away from this relationship or situationship. Anything else? Yeah, this person is not for the right, yo. Very deceiving. But I see underneath this growth, I think you see it. I think this is just your confirmation. The person may take from you, and not just like stealing, but asking for the Six of freaking Pentacles. And they know what they're doing. If you are giving to this person, stop and they will show their true colors. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna have to gosh darn it. My mic just went out. Hold on one second. Somebody don't want me to say this. Okay, y'all, my bad. Hopefully this one is working. Hot mess. Anyways, yeah. Some of you are seeing the fact that you're giving too much to this person and they are just taking. Yeah. I feel like they're asking you, stop. Stop. Stop giving your coins, and it could be time as well, to this individual. Some of you are very much learning your self-worth and know that you do not need this person in your life. Wow. Anything else under growth? Any advice? You're not trapped. You can very much so walk away. Okay? There's no restrictions. You do not have to continue doing something that no longer serves you. You may not see where you're going, you may not understand what your actions are, but you can move. This person, her feet are not bound. They're not. And my thing just went out again. I don't think any of my stuff. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit louder. The audio is going to be a little bit different because both of my mics are dead. Go figure. Hmm. Anyways, what I was saying is that you are not bound. You are not trapped. You may not be able to see where you're going. You may not be able to understand like what you should do. All you have to do is just walk away. This woman's feet are not bound. They're not. You can always walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. And then for some of y'all, there is someone else. A Knight of Cups and a King of Wands. Mm, feel like this is two people. Not two people, I'm sorry, one person. You may have somebody to come in. The way that you would know them is that they exude leader, if that makes any sense. The way they speak, the way they act, they're not on any games. Yeah, and I forgot to ramble off the sign. So for wisdom, we had all it's about all air, well, fire, air here. Here we had air, earth, fire, and water. Here we have fire, water. We got Virgo here, which is earth, air, Aquarius, and air, Gemini. Oh, wait, air, Aquarius, Taurus. Anyways, now I feel like you guys are knowing your worth. You're standing up what you believe in. You've gained wisdom and the lessons that you've learned. We just have to work on getting out of that negative self talk, right? All right. So we're going to pull some more cards here. And then we're going to end it off with, uh, so we're going to pull some more cards here. What do I want to say? Girl, me? What do you want to say, girl? We're going to put some more cards here. This is a timeless reading, but we are coming up on the new moon. And actually, I think I'm going to post this on Sunday. Um, we are coming up on the new moon. And the new moon is all about manifesting, right? You guys that are in hustle mode, you are already in the flow of manifesting. However, faith and fear don't mix, honey. It doesn't. And so you have to have more faith in what you are able to do, right? Um, have faith in your abilities. That's what I want to say. Some of you are very, very creative. Um, And you just have to know who you are. Like, know you the shit, right? And don't compare yourself to anybody else or what somebody else is doing. Don't do that. You are you, they are they. All right. So, what messages do you have for those, for this collective, for this reading? What messages do you have for them? Okay. First up, we have resolve. When you fully commit to your path, the universe aligns to support you. Make a firm decision today. Remove hesitation and step forward with complete conviction. Know that you know. Anything else? I'm going to shuffle one more time. We're not going to force it. And then it says you may be forcing things. Step back, relax, realign, and with the natural flow. All right, one more card for us. One more card, please. Yeah. Decide what you want to do. All right. Acceleration. Momentum is building. Your actions are creating rapid change. Ride the wave of progress today. Stay aligned and keep up the pace. So keep going. I already told you guys, you're already in the midst of going with that flow of manifesting what you want. They're asking you to keep going. It may be slow at first, and then all of a sudden, things are just going to take off. All right. However, it's funny how this landed here. Make a firm decision today, remove hesitation, and step forward with complete conviction. The teeter and tottering, the negative, self talk, the oh I can't do this, but oh yes I can. Set a firm ground and know that what you're doing. Because when we have self doubt, we start to lower our we start to limit ourselves. We start to downplay, small talk ourselves and our accomplishments and what we're capable of doing. They are asking you to have conviction and don't force things. Go with the flow. All right. You don't have to do what a societal norm would be. They're asking you not to. They're asking you to go within yourself and just know that you know that you know. All right. All right. Last message. What advice do you have? What do you have? What advice do you have for the collective? Final advice for the collective. I feel good. I think this is a beautiful reading. I think that um, anytime we become aware of something, of a situation, of ourselves, of someone, we are learning. It may not be, the lesson that we wanted, but it was something necessary for our growth, if that makes sense. All right. Last, I am going to take, that was a lot of cards. I'm going to take the one that hit the ground, okay? All right. Let's shuffle one again. Last advice, messages for the collective. All right. And then I read the bottom. Did I read the bottom on the other one? I don't know if I read the bottom of the other one. What does it say at the bottom? It says, okay, before we get into this, it says self sabotage may be occurring. Consciously rewire your thinking to support your success. They want you to come out of the inner conflict and negative self talk because it's just this it's a distraction. It is self sabotage, especially if it delays what you are supposed to do or if it halts what you're supposed to do. They're asking you to keep going, um, and to think about what you're thinking, right? Um, and think positively. Something that is going to support you and want to keep going. Like I had said, negate the negative self talk. All right. It says fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you have been given. Right? Continuous learning. Learning is a lifelong endeavor. Staying curious and constantly learning new knowledge and skills will keep you improving. Adapt to a changing world and improve your competitiveness. And some of you are definitely going back to school or just seeking knowledge. You don't necessarily have to physically go back to school. Opening up a book, learning new experiences. That is continuous learning. And at the bottom of the deck, we have speak up. When you're not saying what's eating up inside, you can't keep this in forever. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm reading that wrong. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. So there may be some inner things that's going on and they're asking you to speak up. Does speak up mean that you go to another person and say something to them? Exactly. It could be writing in a journal. And I keep forgetting that my audio is not working. So hopefully you can hear me. It's not, you can write in a journal, write it all out, ask questions to yourself, and get all of it out so you can move forward. Let it all out. All right. And if it does mean that you talk to someone, make sure you do it with a little bit of love and compassion if they deserve it. Because sometimes people don't. So, anyways, yeah. So this was your reading. If this, thank you, angels, ancestors, guides for high life for being with us today. This was your spiritual tea for your soul. I hope these messages resonated with you, and if so, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, bye.